Welcome in, everybody. Come down, sit down in front, make room for the people in the back. It is Wednesday, January 14th. Gotta stay away from NVIDIA. Stay away from AMD looks okay. Stay away from Apple for sure. It's been going down for weeks, more than a month. Meta had a rebound. Palantir going sideways still in that range. Tesla not looking like it's turning up yet. So those are the big names. You don't want to jump into any of these big names, big tech names right now, in my opinion. We just went sideways for a couple months. Bitcoin in the past couple of days showing some strength. But it's still not over that $100,000 level. And you're still taking a bit of a bet if you're getting in here on Bitcoin or Ethereum. They move together. Of course, retail names got hit. Abercrombie, American Eagle, Macy's, Visco held up. Burlington Coat Factory held up. There are some entries on BURL. That could be an entry opportunity. Could be an entry opportunity on some food stocks. EAT recently broke out. That's a company that holds multiple fast casual companies. So food over retail. Software got hit significantly. Software was already down, but CRM took a turn down. That's Salesforce, one of the biggest B2B software companies. CrowdStrike, Zscaler, they're the cybersecurity companies, not looking great. Starbucks, on the other hand, separate from retail, and I mentioned this in my latest sort of top 3 stocks for the day. Starbucks, Fix, and Micron were what I mentioned. Micron actually pulled back, so it was pretty extended. It was a little bit of a risk to say Micron as a good idea, but Starbucks and Fix definitely did break out yesterday, so those are big bases that those companies jumped up from. Fix is a construction company building out the next generation of data centers. Starbucks is the Starbucks we know and love, or your kids know and love, your wife knows and loves, whoever it is. Starbucks looks strong still, so keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on maybe some of the memory names in the future. I mean, Seagate pulled back as well. WDC is coming back for a little bit of a breakout. That's Western Digital, one of the memory names that hasn't pulled back yet. Could be a little bit of juice left there. And what I'm talking about here always is just can you get positioned and can you get an entry with really low risk? So we can talk about that. I'm just typing in the chat here just so everybody knows this is actually live. You can comment down below. Your comments do show up here. But the name of the game, if you're new to this channel, new to these lives, new to the videos, new to stocks community, we have a Discord at stockscommunity.com where I drop the best stock of the day. A lot changes from last night to this morning, or even right now to 9:30 in terms of getting that best entry. And that's what I was talking about here. The best entry is, can you find a risk level where you risk $1 and you can see a path up to $10. So, you lose a handful of times, it's no big deal. Those are really the best investors in the world. They're not the people with the highest accuracy who say 9 out of 10 of these stocks are going to go up. It's really people who say, hey, 9 out of 10 of these stocks are at a really favorable risk-reward opportunity entry point. And yeah, I think they're great companies, but it's better to be a little bit not as good at picking the best long-term companies and a little bit better at picking when to get into great companies. So, subtle difference there, but timing is everything, and having a really short leash is really important. So if you can just pop in a stop entry before work, before you drop off your kids at school, anything that allows you to take an entry with size that's comfortable for you and get stopped out automatically. So, you take those dollar a share losses like clockwork, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 in a row. You can sometimes see happen on great stocks, and then boom, one takes off and you're up $10, $15, $20 a share, more than paid for those losses. So in terms of other names here, space names cooling off a little bit after the SpaceX IPO run. SATS was just sort of channeling up. Rocket Lab is pretty extended at this point, even though it's a great long-term company. Dollar General and Dollar Tree breaking out above, retail earnings was like all earnings, a few weeks, a month ago, really, at this point. Those stocks went on runs and went for a consolidation or a further breakout. So Dollar General and Dollar Tree, I think, at the most favorable spots of the retail-related names. So home builders also had a run. Probably want to stay away from home builders, stay away from Dollar General, Dollar Tree today, but keep those on watch because they can pull back. And like I said, once there's a run and then a consolidation and then a slight pullback for a few days, that's when you really get that digestion. That it's very straightforward as to what's going on. People are excited about a stock. There's too much euphoria, so there's a little sell-off, and then people buy back up. And it's this price agreement where it's like an auction, if you say, it's more like, instead of an auction going up, it's really more like a sort of compromise, you could say, or I'll pay $5 for that, and I'll pay $7. It's like, well, what about, it's like a negotiation, right? How about $5.50, $6.50? Eventually you get to that price level, and what happens is more people rush in, and when they rush in and you're at a certain price level, the price can really go up as that supply overwhelms demand. The analogy is sort of running out, but it's almost like you're selling something that has unlimited quantity, right? And so people just come in, and you can serve more of them, and the price goes up. That's a really terrible analogy, because the whole point of supply and demand is there's not an unlimited quantity. But I think you've seen this clearly on the chart. You know what a flag looks like. You know what happens when it breaks out. And it's not to say that breakouts are the only thing to buy right now. It's not the best breakout environment, actually. The best environment was in September, was in October, with the respectively quantum and rare earths. Those have cooled off. You got to let those breathe. Cipher, still interesting. Iron, these are the data center plays, formerly Bitcoin miners. Keep those on watch. Gold stocks, metal stocks, keep those on watch. Those are up a lot. I think gold and silver, it's not buyable now. It was about a week ago. I was talking about Barrick a week ago. That's the gold miner, ticker symbol B. But right now, same thing with defense stocks, aerospace, KTOS, AVAV, those drone of electric vertical takeoff stocks. The same category as Joby and Archer, ACHR, JOBY, but those aren't really playable right now. Keep those on the back burner. I do think best stocks right now, and I've mentioned them, Starbucks, Fix. As far as today, too, Baidu, BIDU, looks good. That's the Chinese Google. It's up there, but it is consolidating. That one could break out. So keep an eye on that for sure. And it's kind of a chill day, if we're being honest. I don't think you want to rush out and buy anything right now. But if you do have comments, if you do have stocks that you're looking at, go ahead and drop those in the live. There have been breakouts. I mean, Roivant just went recently, ROIV. It's a biotech company. MTSI, semi name went up massively. We did have that on watch, but it wasn't my top tier watch. It's a little bit of a choppy company, so sometimes you're going to miss those 15-20% midday moves, and that's normal. I mean, little companies, mRNA had a little breakout as well, and it's not a little company, but it's a slow moving company, so it's a little breakout. The most favorable opportunities have not been in the big names, have not been in the Teslas, have not been in the Metas and the Apples, as I mentioned at the beginning of this live. But they've also not necessarily been in this riskier biotechs, the FIVEs, the ROIVs, the Roivants, pharmaceutical companies. They've been all over the board. I mean, Dollar General, right? Dollar Tree. These have been the opportunities lately. So it's been a little bit more of those traditional stocks. I mean, Fix, as I mentioned, that's a construction stock. The oil names do look interesting. SLB, Schlumberger, Halliburton. They came down after the Venezuela conflict and then bounced back up, surprisingly. So you keep an eye on those going forward. I think that's going to be prudent, even though initially it seemed like that was just a one-time spike. So if those can hold up, that's worth looking at. I mean, there have been breakouts on GMed, GH, Guardian Health, these big medical device companies. I don't think they're playable right now, but it is an indication that it's been a few months since we've had an Intella Therapeutics, a Unicure, NTLA, QURE, these 30-40% drops that have really come out of nowhere and spooked people out of biotech, out of pharma, out of medical devices. Airlines as well. LUV, Southwest had a little jump. AAL, American, Delta, coming back a little bit. Cruise lines coming back a little bit. Probably want to keep those off watch. So as much as I've given you ideas to not keep on watch, I think that might be the best thing for everyone right now. We're still, it's near all-time highs, sort of flirting with all-time highs, but, you know, we've seen one-day moves. FTAI, the aviation company, had product update, and then it actually went up for a few days. But in terms of setups with really low risk to get in before the move, it hasn't been the easiest environment. I mean, Planet Labs did have an entry a couple days ago that was a space stock. But for today, it's really just what I mentioned. I mean, Baidu does look interesting. It's not something that I would rush into, but keep it on watch. Texas Instruments, it's kind of a slow moving stock, but that's another one to look at. And then SLB, Schlumberger. So those are the three stocks I have for you today. If you have input on stocks you're looking at, go ahead, drop those in the comments. That shows up on this live. And if you continue tuning in, the environment can change. I mean, there have been big runs. EOSE, an electrical equipment company, went up, the last few weeks significantly. Some of these stocks that were sort of breaking out of a channel versus breaking out of a flag. So a change of character, you could say. So if the stock goes way up, goes way down, and then tests, and then goes down, then tests, and then goes down, and then breaks out. You can see how it's lower highs on that characteristic, and then it breaks out. So I know this is all very technical, and you preferred to be fundamental, but the fact is, I believe, and this is really the message for today, more entries, fewer wins, bigger wins when they happen. tiny losses. So good luck.